Hello, everybody. Peter here. I wanted to say right off the bat, welcome to the future. But then I realized this isn't really the future. Just the nature of recorded video demands that whatever you're watching right now happened in the past. But I was more referring to the way this video looks right now. It looks a little bit futuristic with weird, wacky, glowing lines. But it really is a very old way of drawing. I'm using a fountain pen here with UV ink. Ink is an old style of doing things, I'm rubbing my eye, including fountain pens. I guess dip pens are even older, brushes even older than that. Anyways, to be truly futuristic, I guess we are heading that way with things like, you can do VR. They've got like little programs like that tilt brush thing. Before everyone in the comments says, Peter, you should totally do a thing like tilt brush. I would totally try tilt brush, VR drawing and stuff like that, if I had the equipment and computing power, which I don't. But I would try it, but I think it would get old after a while. I think it's more of a gimmick, and I think it's kind of dizzying. The little bit I've tried only very cheap. I haven't tried the nice VR. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, it has potential, but it's not there yet. But what I want, look, here's what I'm imagining for truly futuristic drawing. Here's what I'm imagining. In that one Star Wars scene when Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think it was him, he walks into that little room full of little Jedi Padawans with their little helmets on, and they're zapping away at the zap ball lasers with their little, I think they were toy lightsabers, and he puts that little marble star map on the little stand, and the whole galaxy thing expands into the air, right? And they lower the blinds, and it just goes poof into the air, and they're suddenly standing in the middle of the universe. I guess the whole universe is around them, but there's only a few stars lingering in the air around them, and then they walk over and they're like, it should be, the missing planet should be right here. Anyways, it was amazing how everything was hanging in the air around them. You who have never seen that movie, yes you, it's okay if you've never seen that movie. I only recently watched both Back to the Future and Ghostbusters, and no, I've never seen The Goonies, as someone on Twitter asked. That's okay. So there's these cult movies, these popular movies, and you don't have to have seen them. A lot of these movies, they're only popular because people grew up with them, and then you go back and watch them, and you're like, yeah, they're okay, I guess, but they're not that great, A lot of people think they stood up over time, but it's just because you have all this nostalgia, all right? Anyways, what I was saying is, the way all these stars hung in the air, I would like to be able to stand there, not have to wear any of this crazy, heavy VR headset stuff on my head. I'm sure one day this will happen. Maybe, ideally, I have to not wear anything on my head. Maybe a pair of glasses, whatever, and just be able to draw lines in the air effortlessly. I guess this is like a cross between like VR drawing and like a 3D doodler pen. Also, something that seems very gimmicky to me. Also, something I haven't tried yet, but everyone's like, Peter, you gotta try a 3D doodler pen. It seems like all these type of things seem like they look very cool in commercials and everything, and it's just not there yet. It's just not there yet. Like, it takes so much more effort. It seems cool in your head, and then it falls flat when you actually try it. Like, sure, yes, I want to be able to do 3D drawings up into the air, but does no one else feel this way? Like, they keep on putting out new versions of these 3D doodler pens, right? There's the first version, like the Kickstarter version, and then the version 1, 2, 3. I want like the version 50, like the actual good one, where they've figured everything out, where it works quickly, smoothly, flawlessly, where the refills are cheap and quick and easy. You don't have to use refills. It just spurts out the lines, as quickly as you can draw them, and they stay in the air. They don't sag or have to dry or anything. It's perfect. I want to draw in the air like that. But the one thing I worry about just drawing in the air like this, especially if it's like in a Star Wars movie where I would just be drawing like almost light into the air, is that there might not be much of a tactile response. You know, when you draw on paper, you can feel the pen touching the paper, and behind the paper is the desk. And it's nice to connect with that. And otherwise, it would just feel like you're waving your hand around in the air. And I don't know, maybe I would stand there with my arms kind of crossed, one arm across my chest and one elbow kind of propped on that arm, and kind of whittle away at the air a little bit, like I was sculpting something out of the air without an actual sculpture being there. I don't know how it'd work. Now I'm daydreaming about it. Yeah. It could be cool. Look, it's one day. Maybe not in my lifetime. Maybe in my lifetime. Sometimes, you never know. Sometimes technology, jumps ahead at leaps and bounds. Usually not in the directions we're expecting, that weird kind of tangential directions. We still don't have hover cars, but we have LASIK surgery or something. I don't know. It's nothing we expect, people, I don't know. Everything will be okay. We'll probably have some other thing that'll make us forget about drawing in the air. That'll be cooler, different at least. I don't know about cooler. I don't know if much. Anyways, yeah. I will try sculpting sometime. Sculpting is kind of like this 3D drawing, but with your hands. I do like. Yeah, I used to. It takes me back to my days of playing with Play-Doh. It does. I should get one of those little things you can put the Play-Doh in there and it squishes it out into the different shapes. Star shape, square shape, circle shape, hexagon. It's good for the heart. Yeah. I'm still daydreaming about the drawing in the air. It'd be battery powered, of course, inevitably. Maybe by then we'll have nuclear powered batteries and hopefully no meltdowns and wiping whole cities off the map because someone didn't charge their batteries, right? Batteries. Anyways, there's these little things that you think we should have figured out by now. It's 2017. But, probably by 3017 we still won't have a good way to open cereal boxes without ruining your whole morning. Okay. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Anyways, I'm using regular drawing paper here. Nothing special. I really just made sure, when I was choosing this paper, I really just made sure that the paper itself wasn't reactive to the black light. I went around with I have a little black light flashlight, and I went around and shined it on all the little sketch pads I have on a shelf and just chose one that wasn't reacting to the black light. And then I have UV ink. Noodler's Blue Ghost, I think it's called. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll correct myself. And then I filled this is a Noodler Huron Ahab fountain pen, which I have put the ink inside of. And I am releasing the ink from the pen in a controlled fashion into a doodle shape and drawing here for you a diagram of a alien specimen I found clogging my toilet. No, that's not what you think. I got home from a long trip and that was in there, and my apartment was wrecked, and I think it was trying to escape, and it just drowned instead. I pulled it out, dissected it. This is what happened. This is what I found. And then the next day before I got a chance to take pictures of it, though, it all just kind of disintegrated into little ashes on my desk. All right. I can't say anything else. There's people at the door.